We welcome you to coverage of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series and the semifinals for Season 2 of the playoffs. We welcome you to the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Tonight is the Hoopties Garage 200. In addition to that, it is round number 1 of the semifinals in the Elite 10. There is a look at the playoff grid, and there you see these drivers like Joey Doucette, who's advanced, obviously, from the race last week, continuing the momentum. Everything resetted after last week. William Tiller on Wesley Outland, and now 2 more rounds remain. Chicagoland, the wild card Talladega, to determine who will be the championship 6 for the finale. Halloween week, October 30th at Auto Club Speedway. Good evening, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic here tonight. Wesley, ready to rock and roll in the Windy City. It's going to be an exciting race. The top 10 is going to kick off. There's going to be one driver, I assume, at the end of this race that will be our first championship driver in season number 2 of the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series.
Well, obviously, the Chicagoland Speedway is a track that's no longer on the NASCAR schedule. But this is an exciting facility. As you see the field gridding, it's 1.5 miles, 1,700 feet, 5 degrees of banking, 55 degrees of foot width on the apron, 24 foot. You got an opportunity, if you listen to those dimensions, to take advantage of this racetrack. It should be a good one. There you see tonight's race details here for the Hoopties Garage 200. Of course, stage 1 to go to lap 45, lap 95 to stage 2, and then they have a 55-lap green flag run to the finish of tonight's race for 150 laps. 4 total sets of tires, fuel capacity back at 100%, and of course, again, no fast repairs, 3 attempts at overtime for green-white checker if need be. Well, you saw the look at everything going into this race. Now let's take a look at the starting lineup as these drivers get into position, ready to go here on the pole. It is going to be the driver setting quick time, Jason Morales. How about him? Alongside Brady LaBeouf in the number 24. Row 2 will find Tyler Dittmer, Hunter Parsons, 34 and 15. Row number 3, Joey Doucette, Ed Osborne. Row 4, Robert Richards and Justin White. Top 10 will find Steve Barnett and Tim Hammond. And to round out the first 6 rows, of course, you'll find Nate Maurer and Tyler Daniels, William.
Yeah, then you look at Kerry Tribune, Lance Miller in the next row, Jose Luis Rivera, Raul Meza in the next one, and Jeffrey Johnson Jr. and Chris Blanchard in the next row. And rounding out our top 20, we have Brian Chu and Chris Kine.
You got Brandon Bullock in 21st in his Toyota. Joey Stires in the 22nd spot. Adam Newton, by the way, will have to have a pass-through penalty after being deemed the cause of the accident on lap 70 of last week's race. He has got to serve a pass-through penalty, which means he's probably going to go a lap down at the drop of the green flag. Adam Newton, followed by, of course, Zach Hartwig and Adam Newbert. Good to see Adam Newbert, the Decoa, Georgia driver, back with us again.
He's hungry. He's that top dog, Wesley. You got to watch out for him to be a dark horse in this race. It's been a while since we've seen that Ford machine. This green flag about to wave.
About to wave the green flag and get this started. The semifinals ready to narrow down in the round of 10 to make the championship 6. You can do it tonight if you can pull it off. The green flag is in the air. They're quickly on the back straightaway to get things started. Morales on the jump quickly. Leads him in the corner. Here comes now Dittmer in a pink and white truck in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Down to the inside, all pink on mini trucks as they work off turn 4 and lap 1 at Chicagoland.
A lot of drivers will be racing that here tonight. High Line Racing. I believe the entire stable will be rocking those breast cancer awareness paint schemes. We'll talk about that later in this race. But right now, the top 2, Jason Morales, Tyler Dittmer takes us off of 2. As you see, Wesley, that top 10's getting a little feisty. Look, elbows out here early on.
Everybody elbows up quickly as they dive down into the corner into turn number 3, tailgate to tailgate. Now Morales gets loose, slips up the racetrack, drifts up to the safer barrier, smacks the safer barrier. This opens the door for Dittmer. Tyler Dittmer powers on. He'll go to the lead, go to the bottom of the flat as they pull each other into one.
Tyler Dimmer, regular season champion, missed out on that championship 6 in the very first round. The active Navy man right there had to miss a race due to that service. All salute to him as he's leading this race into 3 and 4.
Back off into the corner, Dittmer up high. Here comes Morales back down to the bottom. He'll protect that spot. Here comes Brady LaBeouf down to the bottom of the racetrack as they work again off of turn number 4. Another lap on the board. Quickly, Dittmer out in front. Highline Racing looking good as they settle off too.
Yeah, they've been the top dogs all season long as that 34 machine still leading the way. You see a battle for a second already starting to brew. There's Hunter Parsons in the 5, Jason Morales as well. Hunter Parsons in the 15, excuse me, but they all look the same as the Pink Brigade takes us off the corner.
Remember, as we mentioned, penalties, no qualifying allowed for Adam Newton, as well as a pass-through penalty on lap number 1 for Adam Newton. Of course, after something that happened at Homestead Miami Speedway. Adam Cantwell with no qualifying. Brandon Bullock, Lance Miller, also drivers that were penalized. All of this going on now as the leaders work their way up the bank and get out of turn 4 back to the
driver in the wall. We have a driver in the wall. That's the 9 back there, just taking some racing stripes on the right side of that machine. We'll have to see. That's Chris Blanchard. He's riding that high side, pretty close to the top side wall. It doesn't look like there's any damage, though.
Yeah, TJ Moore, race director, obviously calling the shots of the events that go on here. And again, a couple of drivers already behind the 8 ball, as we mentioned. Working lap 5 now. Parsons up the hill. He's got move on the inside. This is going to be LaBeouf. He'll pull up in front of him. Barnett will follow. Doucette, Osborne, all in that pack behind the leaders as they work back to turn 1.
Crazy pack right there. Brady LaBeouf leading it, though. There's Hunter Parsons in the 15. We'll ride on board with the 42 machine to Steve Barnett as he tries to look to the inside of the 24. Off of 2 early on in this race, 7 laps in. We talked about what's at stake. Top 10 kicks off here tonight. We'll have our championship 6 in view as we watch the 42 still battle to the inside off of 4.
That's right. You got to remember, if you play your cards right and you do exactly what you need to do, as one of the playoff drivers, you can lock yourself in to the championship 6 finale at Auto Club. And William, what a wild card that can be for somebody to make it in, because knowing what's on deck next Monday night at Talladega, definitely you can be at peace and ease, as right now Jason Morales in that pink Toyota trying to run down Dittmer as they work off turn 4.
Yeah, Wesley, it's a simple math, and the way I've been looking at these playoff races all season long, it's a March Madness bracket. You think about now, there's only 10 guys that you're racing against, so if you have a slip-up, you're not doing too well in the race, Wesley. You think about you drop out of the top 10 of guys you're racing against, that could be your season. You don't want your season to hinge on the high banks of Talladega. That racetrack could eat you up in the first lap.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Again, the event details for this event. Again, the Hoopties Garage 200, we're going to lap 45 in stage number 1. And all the while, right now, looking good is Tyler Dittmer, Jason Morales, and the top 2 truck Toyotas are pulling away from the pack as they work the back straightaway.
Pretty calm in this race, in this first stage. You see that front pack already starting to separate here. Wesley, we'll see who's going to rise to the top. I'm loving all the breast cancer awareness shout-outs, though. You also see pink rims on these trucks here tonight.
By the way, my apologies. I said lap number 45. It's actually lap 25. So a very fast stage number 1 is currently, you see the leaders working off the corner. Tyler Dittmer, Jason Morales right there, picky-boo with one another. Obviously, they're going to respect each other. They're both Highline Racing teammates. All this going on down the back straightaway. And you know, William, you hinted on this earlier at the drop of the green. Highline Racing, no doubt, has been definitely the most competitive virtual team for the NASCAR Sim Racer Hub Truck Series in Season 2.
Yeah, and I think they talked about it coming into these final races. They've all but wrapped up that team championship with the performances that they put through. Jason Morales has done very well. Tyler Dittmer, of course, we talked about being our regular season champion, but when now we see the 42 machine, he's getting pushed up the racetrack from the boss man himself, Brady LaBeouf, who's trying to put himself back in that championship 6 where he was last year.
Barnett up the high side. He got a little loose. Open up the door down to Brady LaBeouf. I'm loving the pink rims on the 24 of the Louisiana driver. His Chevrolet down to the bottom. What a performance the driver, of course, of Brady LaBeouf had last week at Homestead, Miami. So close to winning, and then things changed, William, for the driver Brady. But honestly, right now, just got to quickly hold things together as we see Raul Meza a little loose, a wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble right in front of him. Miller clears by as they go to 3. They hold it together in the corner.
Yeah, truck's starting to slide up the racetrack here late in stage number 1. Wesley alluded to it, 25 laps in this run, but you were just talking about the dominance of Highline Racing. They did clinch that team championship last week. They've had 5 wins, 16 top 5s, and 18 top 10s on the season. Wesley, a great run at a Highline this year.
Holding it together down to the inside. Battle for the lead. Dittmer under attack. Jason Morales down to the bottom as they work their way back to the corner. All the while, Jason Morales will now lead a lap. This is on board now with, I believe, Adam Newbert, the Decoa, Georgia driver, the Season 1 champion. Being out for a while, had some personal things he had to take care of. Good to see him back behind the wheel of the Toyota number 5, and he looks strong. But though, William, lap traffic, he is right now on the tail end of the leaders, running him down out of 4.
Looking strong in that 4. I guess if the Brave season over, that means Adam Newbert can get in that truck once again. You talked about it though, had to take some time off. It is fantastic to see that 4 machine run. Whether or not he takes home the checkered flag, it's always good to have the defending champion in the field.
Well, he will be the first ever series champion, obviously, of the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series, and he begins now to try to pull away as they work their way to the line. 15 in, closing in on 10 to go in stage 1. More great battles up ahead behind the leaders. Tribune, Nate Maurer, some of these trucks trying to climb up the scoring pylon, I meant to say, as they go to 1.
Yeah, Wesley, you can tell that these drivers are antsy in this first stage. They want to get the stage points. Top 10 here in this stage will pay out. Nathan Maurer in the mix right there. It's just a hornet's nest of packs we're seeing in this race, Wesley. Everybody is just trying to jockey up, trying to get themselves in those spots. They know it is crunch time here as we're winding it down in stage number 1.
All of this happening now as they work their way back down to the corner. By the way, right now your top 10 in the finale right now would be after Darlington. I think I said Homestead. My apologies. It was Darlington last week. Joey Stiers, Nathan Maurer, Blake Lothian, but of course, Joey Doucette, Hunter Parsons, Tyler Dittmer, Adam Newton, Lance Miller, Brady LaBeouf, Jose Luis Rivera. These are drivers right now that we're kind of keeping an eye on, trying to make a run to the championship. As right now, again, this is round number 1 of the semifinals. You win this race, you don't have to worry about Talladega next week for the penultimate race of the year. And again, William, you go to Auto Club, and let's be honest, this is a track that's kind of similar to Auto Club Speedway, except this is 1.5 miles. The other track is 2 miles.
Yeah, and you got to think, Wesley, coming into this race, you have that championship mindset. This is where you want to celebrate. You want to lock yourself in. At Talladega, you can be a good teammate. You can just scout the competition. You can start to maybe even practice for Auto Club, maybe even skip Talladega altogether in those practice sessions. These drivers won't do that, Wesley. They're too talented, but that could be an option. As right now, we have 6 laps to go in stage number 1.
Man, it's a D-shaped track here at this racetrack. Obviously, the banking is turns number 1, 18 degrees in turn number 2. Turn number 3 and 4, exactly the same as 1 and 2. Both ends of the spectrum, working back down the front straightaway as all of this goes on. Steve Barnett now looking at him, trying to run down Parsons. Time running out, under 5 to go in stage number 1. They're on the back straightaway.
Yeah, I love this short track style of racing where you force the other guy up the racetrack. You put that nose to the fender. You make the other guy uncomfortable, Wesley, as we're riding on board the 42 machine of Steve Barnett. He's trying to get around the 15. Hunter Parsons, the 15 is locked to the low side. It's going to make that pass incredibly difficult. But now the 42 has to look in his rear view as the boss man himself, Brady LaBeouf, trying to get around the 42 as we head into one.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf trying to make a move on Barnett on the top side up to the safer barrier. He's got the run, he's got the speed, and here he comes zooming by on the outside. Trying though now, Barnett battles back. There's Barnett, here's LaBeouf. He'll clear him as they work off the 18 degrees going into turn 3.
And Wesley, I thought you were quoting some song lyrics. He's got the moves, he's got the touch here tonight off of 4 Steve Barnett. Has to get around this 24 if he wants to stay inside the top 10, as we only have 4 laps to go on the stage.
Time running out. Barnett back on board with him. He's down to the inside of the Hillbilly Racing Machine. By the way, he's won a couple of races, or he's won a race in the playoffs, as right now Morales still continuing to be the man to lead the way. The 5 in pink and white in honor and homage of October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, midway through the month. Right now, leads the Cavalry. Dittmer in second. Here comes the Joker Doucette. Back to the bottom. The top 3, they go to 1.
Can Jason Morales hold on here as he dives to the inside? He has to hold off the regular season champion Tyler Dittmer, also the Joker Joey Doucette, who has been absolutely NBA Jam on fire this month as we head into 3 and 4. Here comes that 34, Wesley. He's got a run building up here towards the end.
All of this going on again. By the way, Adam Newton penalized. He's the #1 seed in the playoffs, along with Maurer, Parsons, Stiers, Doucette, LaBeouf, Morales, Trabue, White, Miller. Those are your 10 drivers. You better watch as Morales is now. Get some company. Here comes a man on the outside looking in. Tyler Dittmer makes a move to the outside out of 2.
I think Morales can hold on here as he's down the backstretch. Can he hold off the run from his teammate Tyler Dittmer? Into 3 and 4, Jason Morales with the stage points. I think this is going to happen. The teammate will help him across the line as it looks like Jason Morales will get stage 1.
Jason Morales will cross the line. He'll take the yellow flag and give stage #1 for Jason Morales. And there's the first Serve Pro caution flag of the race. Fire and water cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, but again, due to an not on track accident for the end of the first stage. And by the way, William, that flew by pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk to Jason here. A couple special things, not only about his truck, but I believe today's a special day for Jason in particular.
Well, let's bring him in the box and find out what he wants to say. Obviously, another big opportunity for Highline Racing to get a stage win. Jason Morales, I know things are looking up for you, buddy. Good job taking stage 1 here at Chicagoland. You're taking the race so far.
Yeah, it's man, it's loose. It's really, really loose. A lot looser than normal.
Am I understanding is today your birthday? What's the special day for you?
Yeah, yes, sir. It's a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So yeah, a couple of things, man. I really want to win today because of the birthday, and want to win it because I'm honoring my mom with this cool-looking paint, and you know, the pressure of the races and the playoffs, man. I really want to get it.
I'm digging the white. I'm digging the white and the pink on the truck for sure. As you've got your teammate Tyler Dittmer behind you, and so many other guys. I mean, obviously, I know it's good to have at least your teammate behind you when you're coming to the end of a stage for a win, because you know he wants points too. He wants to win, but I know you're hungry also.
Yes, sir. Sorry, trying to pit here.
Yeah, go ahead and make your pit stop, and I think we'll step away and take a pit stop as well at the end of stage #1. Jason Morales gets it done. We're going to step away. When we come back, stage 2 of the Hoopties Garage. It's the Hoopties Garage 200 here tonight at Chicagoland. We're back in a moment. All right.
We're back.
So the end of stage number 1 of the Hoopties Garage 200 is in the books. William Tiller, I'm Wesley Outlet, Adam Flieger on the production side of things. And obviously, William, you hear what Jason Morales said. He would really like to win this race. And obviously, a special win, not only for his birthday, but to pay homage and respects to his mother for breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason was so excited to share this information with me. I believe he sent me a message about a week ago, not only about his truck, but then said his entire team was going to do this as well. And, you know, I love to see it. Wesley, I wish this was something that we would support and bring awareness to all year round. I think it's something that affects so many people out there, but it's so cool that these drivers here tonight are paying homage not only to people out there, but also personal, for Jason Morales, his mom out there. So there's personal connections of what this means to these drivers.
The lights are off on the pace truck and quickly getting ready to roll into stage number 2 here in the Hoopties Garage 200 as the field is reset. Obviously, this will go to lap number 60. And this will give us about a 35-lap green flag run when they do take the green flag. It'll actually be 30 laps, to be honest with you, because we're about to put lap 30 on the board when they come back to the Geico restart zone. William, kind of quiet race so far. Definitely, not surprised because, honestly, there's no need to be driving aggressive in the early going.
No, not at all. I think it's very important for those drivers to finish inside the top 10 in that stage, though. Wesley, you need to accumulate as many points as possible. When we hit the reset button, when we form that top 10, everybody started at 0. Now some of these guys are stacked up on those stage points.
Field ready to come back to the D-shaped tribal as the pace truck pulls onto the pit lane. That'll wrap up the Serve Pro caution. Green flag goes in the air. Stage number 2 on the Gloud pedal in the Hoopties Garage 200. They'll fan back out, funnel into turn number 1. Quickly, whole shot, give it to Morales. Same as on the go as they work out of 2.
Yeah, some big movers there in that stage. Joey Steyer's about to crack inside the top 10 as Jason Morales takes us off at 2 down that backstretch. Tyler Dittmer now has to look in his rear view mirror as he's under fire from Hunter Parsons in that 15. Highlight Racing is living the high life here tonight as they take us off of 4.
Back to the storm, into the start-finish line, and Morales will go back to the bottom of the racetrack. Now you're going to see him go 3 wide. Dittmer up high. Kerry Tribune, the monkey in the middle. Down to the inside. It's going to be Richards and Barnett. They fight for those spots as they work into.
Yeah, all these drivers have fantastic runs building up into this race. Robbie Richards, one of them. Kerry Tribune in that 7. Some of these guys have just had great finishes, whether it's here tonight in the Monday night series or in the Friday night series. Wesley, some of these drivers now testing out different lines. Bray LaBeouf in the 24, Hunter Parsons in the 15, now trying out the top side to come across the start-finish line into 1.
Morales, Dittmer, Barnett, Parsons, Tribune, top 5, and they're not going to waste no time going 3 wide, taking advantage of this precision banking. Couple of pink trucks up on the outside lane. Kerry Tribune got slung like a rag doll and left on his bottom on the own. Here he comes, battling on his inside. Can he run him down? He will. He's up to 2nd as they work 3.
Look at Kerry Tribune. Wesley blacked out with the white number 7 on that truck. He just came in all by himself like Iron Man, taking on the entire Highline Racing team by himself. He might be our new race leader as he looks
To turn number 1, but for how long?
Oh, he's taking on the entire field up here, and he's putting up some of the fastest lap times of the entire race. He just put up a 30.98. He also had a best lap time at the 30.85. So the 5 machine of Kerry Tribune, whatever he did down that last caution to flag, he's got that thing moving and grooving in this race as he's our race leader off the corner.
Working down into the corner, down to the line. Here they come off turn number 4. Osborne inside, trying to make a move to the bottom. Here comes Steyers now. Yes, Joey Steyers cracks the top 10. He works on the black and the pink and the green on the backstretch.
Yeah, Joey Steyer's one of those drivers that had to serve a penalty as well. It's the same thing as Adam Newton. No qualifying and a green flag pass-through penalty. The 23, though, trying to make quick work of this grid, trying to overcome some challenges. Sometimes, Wesley, that's all these drivers need to motivate them, and it sure is motivating the 23 as he's knocking on the door of the top 10.
And Gary Tribune is starting to pull away from the pink machines of Highline Racing. Barnett now for Hillbilly. Up to the number 2 spot. Dipper for 3rd. Tim Hammond. Jason Morales, stage 1 winner, back to 5th. Doucette, Parsons, LaBeouf, Rivera, followed by Steyers. That's the way they are as they come storming off turn 4. Coming back to the line, and we approach lap 40.
Yeah, settling into stage number 2 with about 21 laps to go in this stage. You jump up to the lead, you see Kerry Tribune separating from the 42 of Steve Barnett. But Wesley, we check back here to this middle pack of the grid. A lot of these drivers starting to get a little loose, which is making it a little hairy inside the top 10.
Look at Steyers battling alongside Nate Maurer. This is for 10th and 11th right there in front of the 20 of Jose Luis Rivera. By the way, if you're looking at the scoring ticker, got to be looking diligently at the different colors, if you will. William, explain to them the colors. It's like a stop-and-go light.
Oh, I love colors here at Nazareth. You see Kerry Tribune leading this race. He's currently a championship driver, but he's on the outside looking in. So he'd be part of those 5 drivers that we cut moving into our top 6. You see Joey Doucette. He's indicated in that championship gold. Currently, he's locked into that top 6. You see other drivers that don't have any color to their names. Those are drivers that are just racing for checkered flags here tonight. You also see that pink little line there on the ticker on the top side of your screen. That's our homage to breast cancer awareness this month of October. Wesley, you see we have one of those drivers on the outside looking in. He's leading this race. If he wins, he's in.
And trying to hold on as best as he can. 40 laps in of 140, closing in on 100 laps to go now. And the final 20 laps in stage number 2 here in this race for the Hoopties Garage 200. Leaders work off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Kerry Tribune holds on to the Cavalry. Back up the 18 degrees of banking into 3.
Settling into the stage, there goes Adam Newton to the low side of Adam Newbert there in the 4. As we mentioned, it's been a long time since we've seen the very, very first champion of SimRacerHub.com, the Truck Series, back in this field. But he's holding his own here, Wes. I'm sure there's a little bit of truck rust, as they like to say, but he's shaking it up. He might even sweep out a top 10 here tonight.
40 in, 100 laps to go. Let's give you the full field rundown as it stands here, as we're right now about 20 to go in stage 2. By the way, it's presented by the Glass Mechanic for the stage 2 winner. Kerry Tribune is your leader. There you see him in the number 7 out of Orange, California, looking to get a win. If he pulls it off, he's one of the drivers in red. He's the number 8 seed. If he wins, he will advance into the championship 6 and not have to worry about Talladega. Steve Barnett for the Hillbilly team. He sits in the number 2 spot right now. Tyler Dittmer in 3rd right there, and another Highline Racing entry. Joey Doucette, the Joker, is in the 4th position. Virginia to Maine. Then you've got, of course, Jason Morales, your stage 1 winner. He's right there comfortably, not for long. Here comes Brady LaBeouf trying to get that spot. That's for 6th. Then you've got Tim Hammond, 7th. On the racetrack in the 69, there he is. Good to see Free Hammond back with us again. Followed by Jose Luis Rivera, Hunter Parsons. That's a battle going on the racetrack with the full field rundown. And Joey Steyers, William Tiller, there's your top 10 for the Mackinac, Illinois driver, giving you the full field rundown on lap 44.
Yeah, but you can't forget about some of these drivers outside of the top 10. You have Nathan Maurer in the 971. He's scrapping it out. Justin White in the 2. He's always a contender late in these races. You look past him, Robbie Richards in that 48. Had a very strong qualifying run. He's down 6 spots. Watch him to catch that speed late in this race. Below that, we have Chris Blanchard in that 9. He's just lingering in this race, up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. Gotta love that paint scheme on that truck. Zach Hartwig is putting up some lap times, though, Wesley. He's up 9 spots, the drop of the green flag. If you look behind him, though, Ed Osborne slipping just a little bit in this race. Looks to find the speed later on, though, down 10 spots at the drop of the green flag. We talked about these two top dogs who are now one by each other in this race. Adam Newton in that DSR electric machine is just above Adam Newbert in that 4. Look for those two to maybe work together, Wesley, to work through this top 15. And then just after them, we have Lance Miller and Chris Kynes rounding out our top 20.
That's the way it stands right now. Other drivers in the back of the pack behind the top 20 include Tyler Daniels, Brandon Bullock, Raul Meza, Jeffrey Johnson Jr., Brian Chu. That's the way it is of 25 drivers. By the way, Michael McKinnon, who normally joins us sometimes as a driver analyst, guest analyst, not able to make the race tonight. And right now, that is the way it stands. William, you're taking this race so far. I think the nice word is clean. Everyone's being patient with one another as well.
Absolutely, but Wesley, look at the end of this stage. I want to see how ferocious it gets. I want to see what the anxiety is like. I want to see how these drivers compete with a little bit of a longer run. It's been a fast race, Wesley, as you said. Look for it to get a little bit more spicy. We're going to put a little bit more spice in this race as we start to creep down. The thought of Talladega, I think, Wesley, is going to start to creep in some of these drivers' mind, and it's going to be one of those oh no moments, and they're going to get down on that gas pedal quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, here's the bottom line. If you win this race, you don't have to worry about Talladega next week. Whatever goes wrong, you know you literally are advancing into that next round. And that is a comfort and a, if you will, a mulligan, knowing that you can deal with this race and not have to deal with Talladega and whatever the chaos, mayhem, the wild card will provide for not only the penultimate race of the whole season, the final race in the semifinals in the round of 10 to make it to the round of 6. You literally can have a sigh of relief knowing that whatever goes on the next 2 weeks, you can be one of the championship 6. 10 to go, by the way, in stage number 2.
10 to go in this stage, and we know how important that is for these drivers, all the work that they've put in, the hours of practice, the hours of racing here every Monday night. Some of these guys have raced 16, 17, 18 weeks with us, Wesley, without missing a race at all. And for them, the caution flag is out. We have our first on-track caution flag.
Jeffrey Johnson Jr., problems on the 33 down the 5 degrees on the back. Whoa, the front straightaway. Problems on his machine here. Going off the back stretch, going into the corner. Let's see what happened to Jeffrey Johnson Jr. Second caution of the race, first one for an incident on track. And you see, he lost it on his own, entering the back straightaway.
And Wesley, those lap times have just dropped off significantly. I think what Jeffrey was dealing with here was that tire wear starting to get to the 33 machine. You saw him, he was literally all by himself. Looked like he was on ice skates in the corner.
Caution coming out by original, by the way, on the pole, instant replay. And there you see what just took place is we have a caution. Under 10 to go in the glass mechanic stage number 2. William, do you see anybody pitting? I just don't see anybody pitting right now. We just saw them pit about 20 laps ago.
No, I think, Wesley, you're going to deal with what you have, as it looks like Kerry Tribune will head down. Joe, it's a fake! It's a fake! Punk fake! Ooh, I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Brady LaBeouf commits, though. They're coming down the pit lane. Oh, man. Here come the cavalry down on pit road. It's going to be a plethora of activity for some, as others did not pit. Brady LaBeouf and others did take advantage of the pit stops, and they're coming in here trying to get new tires, and obviously you get 5 sets for this race, William Tiller. I'm not saying that I don't blame them, especially if you're in the back and it's not about track position, but for these other guys up in the front, obviously trying to get to the end of the stage, you want your points. By the way, there's stage points. There's playoff points. And that goes towards the playoffs in this race for the chase.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is an interesting call only because there's going to be about 6 to 7 laps to go in this stage. I guess it takes the stress off of having to head down pit road at that stage break. I'm assuming some drivers will still go down there, Wesley, at that stage break. But it is an interesting call. Maybe just trying to get a little bit of an extra speed out of this last run in stage number 2.
So the caution out. For 7 laps to go when they come to the line for stage number 2. Who's going to be the Glass Mechanic stage 2 winner? As obviously right now, Kerry Tribune is leading the way in the AG compressor, number 7. Chevrolet, if he pulls this off, obviously got to get to the end of the rainbow. Lap number 140 is the distance, about to closing in to the, if we can, the halfway mark of the race in about another less than 17 laps from now. And again, William, fairly clean until just what happened. And honestly, what just happened to Jeffrey Johnson Jr., that was not a big calamity either for the 33.
Absolutely, Wesley. And this race has been about as clean as the windows will look after Glass Mechanic helps you out. Glass Mechanic is a family-owned and operated business founded in 1921 with 4 generations of family serving the Phoenix area. Contact Mike at Glass Mechanic with all your home, window, shower door, and custom glass needs. With over 100 years of experience, there's no window shopping needed. Contact the Glass Mechanic on Instagram at yourglassmechanic.com. And Wesley, we couldn't be more excited to have them on board for our stage 2 here. They've been with us all season long, so shout out Glass Mechanic.
That's exactly right. And obviously, we'll find out who will be the top dog at the end of stage number 2 in the Hoopties Garage 200. Obviously, this is the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series Season 2, the playoffs, the semifinals, and the round of 10. Obviously, you saw NASCAR yesterday in the Cup race at Vegas. We saw Kyle Larson, Young Money, on the road to being his second time being a Cup Series champion. He locked himself into the championship 4 at Phoenix. Regardless of what goes on the next 3 weeks, he is in the final 4. And obviously, for our series, you know, we kind of change it up a little bit more. Instead of having the championship 4, we have 6 drivers. And that's the thing, William. You win this race if you're one of the playoff drivers in yellow or even red. If you're in the top 10 and you win, you advance to the championship race. But if you're on the outside looking in and you don't make it in by virtual winning, if you can get in by points, that's the second best thing. And that's why you're going to fight and claw for these stage points at the end of the break, no doubt, as we get ready to come back to green.
Yeah, this is the time to make it in. This could be your championship hunt as Kerry Tribune and the blacked out number 7 will take the green flag into 1.
Back inside the Geico restart zone. That wraps up another Serve Pro caution. It's Kerry Tribune, the leader. 5 laps to go in stage number 2. 2 set down to the bottom. The 16 now finally up to speed. Dittmer, Barnett, they all battle, and Tribune is gone to the back straightaway into 3.
Look at this 2x2 battle right here. Steve Barnett in the 42. Look to the middle. He has to slow down a little bit. Check behind the 16. A Joey Doucette into 3 and 4. Tyler Dimmer on the low side with Jose Luis Rivera as they come off of 4. There's going to be just a few laps to go in this stage as Kerry Tribune takes us into 1.
They go back into the corner now. Time running out here with 3 laps to go when they come back to the stripe in stage number 2. Rivera now bumped up in front of him. He got loose and he got cross-checked. 3 wide. Parsons up the middle. Open the door. And Rivera, what a save in the 20 as they go to 3.
What a save from the 20 machine. You said it, Wesley. He just saved it as he slid up the track once again. He is incredibly loose. He is just holding on to that thing. It is leaving the chat on Jose. He is losing position after position. Can he keep it together here as Kerry Tribune is checking out off of 2?
Driven at 3 wide again just a moment ago. Somehow, some way, they got it going on the back straightaway. It's Dittmer now. Here comes Barnett. Ledoucette will follow. All this going on as they dive back into the corner. Kerry Tribune is pulling away from him by about 3/4 of a second. We're going to see one of those crush off the wall. That's Barnett. Barnett up high. Morella's in the middle, and look at how fast Brady LaBeouf with new tires is coming to the front. 2 to go in stage number 2.
You're 3 wide, Wesley, 3 wide up here inside the top 10. Jose Luis Rivera is just trying to hold on to that truck as we're down the backstretch. Here, Kerry Tribune's checking out. The battle for second rages on those. We're 3 wide in 3.
Somehow, some way, saving it as they work into the corner, down to the line. Time running out here in stage number 2. 1 lap to go. Kerry Tribune, the 7, a gaggle of traffic behind him in turn 1.
Gaggle of traffic indeed as we come off the corner. Brady LaBeouf trying to stage a run down the backstretch. Joey Doucette looks to the inside of Tyler Dimmer. Hunter Parsons looks to the inside of the 16 as we're into 3 and 4.
Time running out. Here comes Brady LaBeouf. Look at Brady LaBeouf power his way to the outside, and he is going to steal the Glass Mechanic stage number 2 away from Kerry Tribune.
Wow.
This is the reason why he pitted 4 tires and fuel and that race to get the stage points. Not 10 points for the stage winner, 9 points for second. But that point, all too important there when it's all said and done. Glass Mechanic, stage 2 winner of the Hoopties Garage 200 here in Chicagoland, goes to the 24 of Louisiana's Brady LaBeouf.
Yeah, Wesley, that was an incredible move there on the last lap. I'm curious to see what kind of mathematical changes happen there when Kerry Tribune's seemingly stage victory gets snatched from him right off of 4. Brady LaBeouf essentially came out of nowhere, Wesley. I think went from about 4th or 5th to 1st just in that last lap of the stage. So it just shows you how much speed was underneath those Goodyear Eagles.
Waiting for the perfect opportunity to pounce on them and take it away. And he did just that. It is Brady LaBeouf, the driver from Mission 1 Esports, getting the stage. And we'll grab a word with him real quickly before we go to break. Brady LaBeouf, what a strategy coming down pit road. You're going to come down pit road again and take on more tires and fuel. You pitted when everyone else did a psych job like Kerry Tribune, and I watched you rally from 10th to the front. What a way to get it done in stage 2.
No, actually, yeah, it was 17th the first what I did, the tires. I mean, that's what.
Did you know you had to make that run to pit? Did you know that was what you're going to have to do to get around Kerry Tribune?
Well, I mean, it was a gamble, and it paid off, honestly, for me because, you know, I got the stage win there, and I got those 10 points. So, you know, if I would have got anything less than that, it would have been a failure, Wesley. But, you know, luckily I was just able to get through the field right there. I had to make a couple of 3-wide passes, split the middle, split guys that were getting loose. But like I said, it was gambling, and now I only got 1 set compared to the other guys having 2 sets of tires. But, you know, 16, you know, stage points. I'm sorry, 16 stage points is, you know, going to be big, especially with Talladega next week.
William Tiller.
Brady, we talked about how you locked yourself into that championship round last year. What do you have to do late in this race that you don't have to hinge those championship hopes on the high banks of Talladega next week?
Well, you know, I just got to try to finish top 5, top 10 somehow, and we got a shot at it. You know, it's anybody's race right now. I know Kerry is fast right there, but we haven't really shown everybody's true colors when we get to like lap 30 or 35 in a run. So this next stage, you know, you're going to have to push it to lap 30, and so we're just going to have to see how it plays out, Will. I mean, I feel like the top 6 guys, I know the Highline guys are up there, Joey's up there, Kerry. We're trying to split that up a little bit, but you know, it's definitely in the cards to win, but it has to go green the rest of the way. That's the only shot that I have, because if we make that green flag pit stop, Will, and a caution comes out about 15 laps after that, I'm pretty much dead duck in the water.
I will say this, though, in closing, Brady, it's been a very calm race. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, usually the group, they shrink down from 35 to 25, and we get on these mile and a halves where it acts almost as a super speedway. You're kind of drafting off the guys, so the guys tend to show a little bit more talent at these tracks and these races. So, like I said, hopefully it just goes green the rest of the way, and I don't have to worry about not having that extra set of tires.
Last mechanic, the stage one winner again, of course, was the driver, Kerry Tribune. When it's all said and done, Jason Morales. When it's all said and done, Kerry Tribune coming up one lap shy, one corner shy, and the driver, Brady LaBeouf, gets it done. Good luck in stage 3, Brady.
Yeah, thank you, Will. Thank you, Wesley.
All right, that's the man from Mission 1 Esports. We'll get him back in his box. And William, settle in. I think we're going to have a fun, exciting, if you will, 80-lap run to the finish here.
As I was thinking before this race started, the Windy City has played host to a lot of memorable sporting events, but I believe here tonight we're going to witness another great one. One of these drivers are going to be locked into that championship 6, maybe even more, Wesley, of how this race plays out. One of those championship drivers wins, takes that checkered flag, they can take it all the way to California, to the West Coast, because they will be racing for a championship. We'll have 80 laps to decide it, and probably 2 more pit stops as well, Wesley. So strap in, get your popcorn ready, because it's about to get it on here at Nazareth 360 Racing Network.
Adam Newbert, Tim Hammond on the front row, Brian Chu, Tyler Daniels, row 2, Blanchard Messer, row 3, Tribune, LaBeouf, the stage winners, ironically, that battled there, along with Hunter Parsons and Tyler Dittmer. Pace truck on the pit lane, Hoopties Garage 200 final stage 3, going to be about 65 to 70 laps to battle it out here. Actually, correction, 75 laps to be exact, as we're also approaching halfway. The leaders work their way out of turn number 2, and Newbert, the champion from last year, clears the path to the backstretch.
Yeah, we haven't said that in a long time. Wesley Newbert in the 4 takes us into 3 and 4 as our race leader. We've said that many a times before, but it has been a long time as she'll take us off of 4, possibly even lead a lap in his first race back. Can the money man get it done? He does at the line.
Another lap led, but here comes Hammond. Down to the inside, Tim Hammond. That's a driver that made a return here during the playoffs. It's not raced in a while. He goes to the bottom. He carries LaBeouf with him. Chew up the racetrack behind Newbert. They go 2 by 2 and do-si-do to the backstretch.
Oh, you can tell the boss man means business here tonight, using a little bit of that Louisiana energy as he looks to the inside of Tim Hammond here down the front stretch. He's trying to take Hunter Parsons with him there in that 15, heading into 1 and 2. There goes the boss man to the low side. Our new race leader coming off the corner.
Down that back straightaway. That's, of course, 5 degrees. Then they climb back up to 18 degrees in the corners, as here comes Hunter Parsons. Never count out the 15. Originally from Green Bay, Wisconsin, the G's head down from Statesville, North Carolina. He's to the bottom of the racetrack. He's making a run on Brady LaBeouf. Remember, by the way, Brady LaBeouf, one of the drivers in the number 6 seed. He's on the bubble to go to the championship 6. A win will put him in the championship finale at Auto Club. He's holding off Parsons on the backstretch, who, by the way, is the number 3 seed in the corner.
Yeah, if we could stay on board with the 15 here, I love this shot. I love what you have to do at a track like this, Wesley. I mentioned it before. You have to stick that nose to the low side. Push the other truck high. That's exactly what Hunter Parsons is doing here. He can't even look at the 24. He can't even realize the 24 is on the high side of the racetrack. He has to stay low. Keep that line. Keep riding that wave. Like I said, everyone do, there's a crash. Crash off of 2. Big wreck off of 2, Wesley.
Uh-oh, trouble. On board with some trucks, and you see what's happening. They're still wrecking. This is on board with Robert Richards.
Big chaos.
They're still spinning. I saw Raw Meza spin there in front of them, and there's Gaffney, South Carolina's Robert Richards.
Oh, man, an incredibly clean race so far, Wesley, and looks like some of the folks at home, their favorite drivers might be entangled in this as we check out the on the pole instant replay.
Robert Richards, and I see Brian Chu. Can we go somewhere off the 48? Let's go to a pan view, if you will. And let's watch this here. They were, oh my mind, Osborne,
no.
Gary Tribune, Brian Chu, Robert Richards, slamming into one another. They're not done yet. This started going into turn number 1 and 2, and it ended up with them wrecking going into turn number 3. Jason, watch, oh my goodness, William, watch this again. Jason Morales, that's who I was thinking of. He just got turned. Man, he just got turned in the fence, the 5 did.
Oh,
wow.
No, and that's absolutely devastating. That's Chris Blanchard in the 9. There's the 17 of Bullock, the 7 of Kerry Tribune, who was just battling out for a stage, Wesley, there at the end of stage number 2. You see Justin White's going to be involved, Brian Chu, Robbie Richards. Man, so many trucks. Raul Meza's going to catch some residual damage from that. Man, Wesley, and we were I think we put the commentator's curse on. We're talking about how clean this race has been.
On board again, looking from another angle, and this happened so fast. Look at this. I mean, that's the big one. Look at the 25. Daniels all tore up. There's Richards, Blanchard, Bullock. We saw Raul Meza spinning in front of them when that happened. There you see him starting to pull away. From another angle. In real time, this is on board with Tyler Daniels. Into the back end of Chu. It had already started to come undone. Somebody punted Morales, and the stage 1 winner had nowhere to go. He got turned into the safer barrier, right hooked into the fence to the firewall. And then all of a sudden, everyone else just scampers and scatters, litters left and right to avoid the chaos. And somehow, this is on board with Jason Morales. This is, well, oh, see, look. You know what? Wait a minute. Who was the other truck?
Chris Blanchard.
Was it Blanchard that got hooked first? Maybe it was Blanchard.
Yeah. In the 9.
Let's go on board with a 9. This will tell the tale. And you see Tyler Dittmer alongside. Hammond, they clear him. Was it Doucette? Doucette might have... Man, I can't tell from that angle. I could see that Doucette was on his driver left there, William. But did he get into him? Was there contact?
Check it out here from this overhead.
Let's watch it from this angle. Yeah, this should probably tell the tale right here. Watch the yellow, the orange and black truck. No. Oh, it's Barnett.
But my question there, Wesley, is what was happening to the 9? Because you could see that he lost so much speed there. There was something going wrong with the 9 machine before that ensued, and you could see other trucks starting to check up. So something definitely was going wrong with that truck before that all ensued. But it's just incredibly heartbreaking, especially for a guy like Jason Morales, who was racing so good here tonight, had a stage victory. And Wesley, I got to shout out his brother, Jeremy, who always watches our broadcast here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And he's been along with us all night long. And, he appreciates the kind words that we said about their mom. And also said that their mom appreciates, they heard the kind words that Jason was doing for them here tonight. So shout out to the Morales family. And it's a shame that Jason doesn't look like he'll get the checkered flag, but it's a bummer that happened.
Let's check in with Jason Morales. Jason, what happened out there, bud? What's your take on what went wrong?
Yeah, I just think that was a product of a couple of older tires up there, and everybody knows you got to go when it's early in the run because it's so hard to pass. And I kind of got collected in it, and then I was on pit road, and iRacing glitched out and got me stuck a lap down.
Got to ask you, how badly damaged is your truck right now?
I still got about a minute of damage to go, but I still feel fast enough. I'll get back on a lead lap. I'll get back up there.
All right, we'll check in with him. I-Line Racing again, driver, stage 1 winner, by the way, Jason Morales. Again, just checking in with him, William, and that's about to wrap up another Serve Pro Caution Fire, Water Cleanup and Restoration. And also, we are approaching halfway, just after halfway of the race, actually. 70 laps would be halfway. 73 is on the board. So, well, I think we're about to see a wild third stage, William. I think we were too nice the first 2 stages, and now the chaos, mayhem, and desperation to make it to the first driver of the championship. 6 is on. Lap 74. Green flag goes back in the air, and there goes the battle of the pink trucks up on the inside. It's Dittmer. It's Parsons. Here comes LaBeouf, the Stage 2 winner, and last year's champion Adam Newbert reels him into the tailgate on the backstretch.
Yeah, Adam Newbert, we know the money man's not afraid to rub some elbows with these top dogs this season. He said, y'all boys had fun this season, but I'm back here tonight running inside the podium, now looking to the high side of the 24 off of 4 Adam Newbert. This is why he's got the nickname the Money Man, because he knows when to cash it in, trying to do that here tonight in the Windy City.
All this going on now is the boss man again, winner of stage number 2. He's rolling it in and setting his sights on Tyler Dittmer. Tyler Dittmer, by the way, the regular season champion. He is out of the run for the championship. He just wants to win races, William Tiller, and right now he shows how strong his truck is from South Carolina off 4.
And he's done just that, Wesley, but on an absolute tear. Although missing out on that championship run, we talked about Tyler Dittmer. He won last week at Darlington, so trying to go back-to-back here in the playoffs.
Originally from Gore, Virginia, just down the road from the popular Gunter's Honey Winchester Speedway. And now residing in South Carolina, just outside of Columbia. He is leading the way now, working off the corner. 77 on the board this time by. And the leader is still going to be Dittmer, LaBeouf, Newbert. There they are. There's some other racing going on in the back of the pack, and then you catch the leader with Brian Chu and company as they work off the corner.
You have to stay in this race. You have to stay in the fight, Wesley, and you see some of these drivers with a lot of damage on these trucks. You watch this right here, though. Adam Newton to the low side of the 971 and Nathan Maurer. Jose Luis Rivera will follow this. Joey Stires in that shot as well. Or things get crazy as we're creeping up towards that century mark.
Remember, Adam Newton had that penalty at the start of the race, had to pit on a one-lap penalty. Didn't get to qualify as some other drivers as well. Now he is climbing up the ladder on the scoring pylon inside the top 10, outside the top 5. He's in 6th. Moving, shaking, slicing, dicing, Doucette to the bottom. He goes to the lead on Dittmer in 3.
The Joker trying to rule Gotham here tonight, trying to take over the Windy City. Batman is nowhere in sight as he takes the field into the corner as the Joker leads here in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series.
New leader, Joey Doucette, going off the corner down the back straightaway, heading into turn number 3. He is the new guy right now. In the lead, LaBeouf the 2nd, Dittmer the 3rd, and here comes Adam Newbert. Really strong effort for him to be gone for so long, William Tiller, and he is literally battling right back into the top 5 for the Tacoma, Georgia driver in the hunt for the win as they work into 2.
Yeah, seemingly picked up where he left off behind the wheel of that 4. We'll look at some of these other battles inside of the top 10. You see Nathan Maurer. You see the 29 machine in the mix as well. There's Steve Barnett, Brian Chu, all inside of that top 10. Wes, we'll see how long we can go here on this run. Mixed bag of pit strategies. We'll see how it all pays off.
Doucette in the lead, back off into turn 1. There's LaBeouf on the bottom, Dittmer up high with Newbert. And Adam Newton reeling them in like bait on a Pulse Popper's fishing hook. Down the back straightaway here in the Hoopties Garage 200. LaBeouf to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll try to close in and make a run on Dittmer. They work side by side, and while that goes on, Doucette pulls away at the line.
Yeah, the boss man looking to the inside of a regular season champ. But once again, hats off to the Adams here tonight. Adam Newbert up 21 spots since the drop of the green flag. Adam Newton, he's up 16 spots since the drop of the green flag. So the Adams showing out here down the backstretch.
Another lap single file now. This is honestly what I think everyone in the top 5 want, because it got kind of chaotic and we saw the big one after things were very quiet. The first couple of stages down to the inside. There's Doucette. He'll ride the bottom. Now to the top of the apron. Back up into the corner. Here comes Dittmer. He's got a big run on LaBeouf as they work again off of 2. Then Newton's on the bottom.
Can he keep that run going, though, Wesley, or is he content to stay behind the 24? He makes contact. He makes contact with the 24, makes him wiggle. He is putting that pressure on the 24 as we come off the corner.
What just turned out to be 4 trucks in a pack pulling away for the lead has now turned into 8 trucks from Doucette to Kynes. Right now, the conductor leads them on the corner. That's Doucette as he works off the back straightaway.
Can Joey Doucette do it again? He's locked himself into each round as these playoff rounds have gone by. He's been comfortable. He's been locked in. Can he do it again? Can he become our very first championship driver here tonight? He is in the catbird seat as he takes us across the start-finish line into 1.
Look at him go down into the corner. It's going to be now Dittmer. Dittmer outside. Here you go. Flying by up to the top of the wall. Doucette, LaBeouf, Dittmer, all going by in full song as we're approaching lap 100. Under 50 laps to go down. When they come to the line, William Tiller. And all the while, it's Doucette when it counts the most. Man, has the Joker not been in great form the last couple of races. He comes so close to winning. We see Richards on pit road. He comes so close to beating Tyler Dittmer last week at Darlington. Right now, Doucette up in front. He wants to advance to the championship 6 and not worry about Talladega as they work into turn 4.
Yeah, you got to think, though. He won at the Milwaukee Mile just 2 weeks ago, so that's 16. He's a motivated driver right now, Wes. We've mentioned a few times here on these broadcasts of what he's dealing with off the track. I believe it is just motivating the Joker in these races. And I think it's some of the best performances we've seen in a long time out of the 16. It might push him all the way to that championship.
Somehow, some way, keeping it going momentum-wise. Rivera on the outside. Here comes Parsons. Back to the inside. Hold on to those spots as they go back down into the corner. Look at Doucette. Look at LaBeouf. Here comes now.
Oh, look at this pack.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Here comes just more and more. It says, I want to jump into the battle. I want to be in the Hoopties garage for the lead. Miller in the middle.
Miller in the middle. This is a battle just outside the top 10. Oh my goodness, Chris Kynes trying to do the do in that Mountain Dew machine to the inside of the 781.
Hardwick, former winner from the Friday night series, now into the battle of the 71. Miller, Osborne, all up in this mix. Look at now Raul Meza closing in. By the way, that is all the way from 1st to 15th. 15 trucks, William Tiller, now trying to scamper and claw and fight into the win column. As they work into the corner, it's Joey Doucette. But here comes LaBeouf and Dittmer battling Newton again out of the corner.
This is how tight this race is, Wesley. From 1st to 10th, only 3 seconds separate our 1st and 10th places on the racetrack. That's how virtually airtight it is as Tyler Dittmer is looking at the positional pass to Ray LaBeouf. We also have Adam Newton working on the 34. Hunter Parsons up there working on the 82. They're all trying to get up to the penthouse position, the 16 as we're into the corner.
Trying somehow, some way to carry all this momentum down the stretch as we're approaching 50, under 50 laps to go down. 50 remaining at the line. Here you go. It's getting good in the neighborhood, and I don't mean at Applebee's. Virtual Chicago. Doucette is up in front. Look at this gaggle of trucks behind him. That's for second. 4 trucks. Throw a blanket over him into 1. William Tiller.
Oh, man, I'm loving me some race action just like I love me some baby back ribs at Chili's as we're down the backstretch. Joey Doucette, he is checking out with the pink ribs. The Joker looking good here as he's leading all by himself off of 4.
Joey Doucette in the number 16 machine is leading the cavalry. He's got a big lead. You want to call it Halloween. It's the pumpkin out in front. The Joker is psyching everyone right there in his machine down the back stretch. Doucette, LaBeouf back about 3/4 to a second almost. LaBeouf, Dittmer way back a second back. The interval from the top 15, as we mentioned, about 4 seconds as they run each other down. working off turn 4, and we're approaching lap 100. Newton can't decide whether to go high or low. He'll pull in with Parsons and go with him as they go back to bank into 1.
Just like the question in watching a horror movie, which character will be the first one to go? We're waiting for which driver will be the first one down pit road. We'll have one more green flag pit stop, the money stop, Wesley, unless that yellow flag flies. We're going to race it down here to lap 140.
Yeah, you got to think that money stop is going to be very, very fun for sure, watching all this going on as they work to the inside, to the outside. Thanks for everybody that's watching. Remember to follow NASRA Racing on, of course, Monday and Friday night. Don't forget the special Thursday Speed Weeks events for NASRA events. I believe it will be at Talladega as all of this is going on. Nate Bauer, Adam Newton, they battle for the top 5 of the backstretch here in Chicagoland. And meanwhile, Hunter Parsons gets around Dittmer for 3rd.
Meanwhile, though, Joey Doucette's lap time still pretty good over the second place position of Brady LaBeouf. This race is ticking down, has gone by in a flash. This could be some championship hopes going by in a flash as these laps tick down. Of course, we have the high banks of Talladega next week, Wesley, but we all know, everybody knows what Talladega can do. You don't want to have your championship hopes rest on the high banks. You want to get it done here tonight, and Joey Doucette's trying to do it here with just about 40 laps to go.
All this going on now as lap number 96 flashes up on the scoreboard. It is the Hoopties Garage 200. It is round number 1 of the semifinals in the round of 10 playoffs for the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series in Season 2. I'm Wesley Outland. William Tiller is alongside. Adam Flieger is on production. And you're watching Brady LaBeouf, the Glass Mechanic Stage 2 winner, rally to run down Joey Doucette for an upset win if he can. And also lap 100 is looming in the distance off 4.
Yeah, we just have a new entry inside of the top 10. Jose Luis Rivera just cracked inside there. Joey Steyer just moves up to 9th. These two are battling it out for that last bookend position inside of that top 10. But you see the racing stripes on both of these trucks, Wesley. They're just trying to survive and advance. Both guys still in hopes for that championship.
Yeah, just somehow, some way trying to see what they can do momentum-wise to put themselves in the opportunity column too, definitely. Put theirself, if you can't win, at least rack up as many points as possible. William, we heard Brady LaBeouf say that just a moment ago as we're 1 lap away to lap 140 to go. If I can't win, I need to be as consistent as I can to get as many points as possible. Right now, Brady LaBeouf trying to run down Hunter Parsons, another playoff driver, as they work their way down into the corner into 3.
And I have to correct myself there, Wesley. Jose Luis Rivera did not make the Elite 10 here. So in this race, just racing for a checkered flag. Our top 10 did consist of Lance Miller, Justin White, Kerry Tribute, Jason Morales, of course, Brady LaBeouf, Joey Doucette, Joey Stars, Hunter Parsons, Nathan Maurer, Adam Newton. So no Jose Luis Rivera in this Elite 10.
Back straight away, Jose Luis Rivera. Obviously, the number 12 seed in the playoffs. He got eliminated, did not advance. Only 10 drivers did, as William mentioned. By the way, watch that scoring ticker that Adam Flieger, with his great creations, has created. You see the gold, you see the yellow. Those are drivers that are in the championship 10 right now. Drivers in red outside. The ones in yellow would be drivers that would advance to the championship 6 if the season points were to end tonight. However, that's not the case. 40 laps to go now as they put lap 100 on the scoreboard, bypassing it now. Lap 101, 39 remaining, and it is still Joey Doucette, the leader, back into 1.
Money pit stops right around the corner. You look at the 69 of Tim Hammond. You look at Jose Luis Rivera, also Joey Stars. They headed down pit road around lap 70. So Wesley, they're gonna have a lot longer run here as we close out this race compared to other guys who headed down pit road last time was lap 62. So a lot of our leaders will still have to head down, Wesley. Who will be the first as Tyler Dittmer heads down in the 34?
Pit stops underway. Here comes Dittmer. We saw Raw Meza also pit. Who will go for the undercut, William? You got to be thinking someone might go for the undercut here.
Absolutely, and this is the time to pull out the stops. This is the time to gamble. This is the time to maybe experiment, as now Hunter Parsons heads down in the 15.
He might be the one going for the undercut, as well as we saw the other one just do it, Tyler Dittmer.
Adam Newton stays out there in the 82. Brady LaBeouf still out in the 24. Joey Doucette still leads the way here in the Hoopties Garage 200. This is the Elite 10, the semifinals of the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. Has been a long and grueling season. At the end of this race, we'll have at least one driver through to that championship 6. Who will it be with 35 laps to go?
Brady LaBeouf now in that second spot. No one else is pitted since then, just a few moments ago. Besides Dittmer and, of course, Parsons, we watched them come down to pit lane for Highline Racing. Besides that, it is Joey Doucette continuing to be at the top. There's the 51. Brian Chu caught up in the big one earlier on stage 3, and he comes down on pit road. See the back end. Got to lock up the brakes to keep up for being busted for a speeding penalty entering pit road. And the DSR Electric 51 is on pit road now. Here comes now also Ed Osborne. He'll come to the pit lane of the 28 machine. Jose Luis Rivera giving up a top 10. He's on pit road now, William Tiller.
Yeah, and I'm looking here, Wesley. I'm getting anxious up here in the booth. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm doing the gamer's lean, as they say, Wesley, in my chair, because it's crunch time. I'm trying to see which drivers will head down first, which drivers are going to push this window. You know, some of these seasons could really come down to this stop right here. If you're one of those drivers that pulls out an experimental strategy here and you end up winning the race, that could be the race that puts you in the championship hunt. Right now, Wesley, nobody's deciding to head down. We look at Lance Miller, Adam Newbert now down pit road.
All green flag pit stops underway as now Newbert joining Lance Miller, as William Tiller just mentioned. And all the while now, Doucette LaBeouf comes storming off turn 4. Newton will now move to 3rd. Maurer to 4th. Here comes everyone across the line. Closing in on 30 to go. We know this, William. They can't go the distance. They're going to have to pit. The only matter is when.
When will they head down? We're still watching Joey Doucette lead this way as Tim Hammond is under fire from Joey Stires in that 23. Both of these guys headed down pit road lap 71 and 72, so they're going to have about a 10 to 11 lap difference in the rest of the field. Here they come, Wesley. The leaders are heading down.
And here they come. Doucette and LaBeouf will follow him like of course, mama and the baby following mama to go wherever she goes. And here comes now Newton, also now being the new man at the top of the board. Maurer will follow him. All this goes on with LaBeouf and Doucette hitting pit road. Now you see all of this action taking place. 30 laps to go here at Chicagoland. Semifinal, round 1. Newton drops off the pit lane. So does Nate Maurer behind him as they come to the pit road.
Oh, nearly, as he had to pull that e-brake just in front of the entry to pit road. Able to save it, though, as now we watch Jose Luis Rivera in that 20. We jump up here to the top side of the grid, though. Tim Hammond's leading the way in the 69. Joey Stires there, and there's Tyler Dittmer in the 34 trying to ease back on the racetrack, as Tim Hammond will be our race leader in the 3 and 4.
Tim Hammond, hashtag free Hammond, back to the lead. The 69. For how long, though? Joey Stires right there in his crosshairs, the green and black. Number 23, the Goblin, is reeling him in on Halloween month. Down into the corner. Hammond and Stires, 1 and 2. Rivera up to 3rd. They're going to have to pit. You have just literally cattywampus the entire running order as they're all over the racetrack, scattered around this D-shaped Chicagoland as we approach the home stretch of stage 3.
This is that Yahtzee reshuffle of the grid that I talk about every broadcast, Wesley. It's the snow globe action, if you will. We just take it, we shake it up, And now we have Joey Stires, our leader. But on that second wave of pit stops, we're going to look at Tyler Dittmer in that 34. He's going to lead the charge of those drivers that just headed down.
All of this going on back down into the corner again as they reach to the line. It is still Joey Stires, the leader. The question is, for how long, though? What a drive he's got going for him. Look at him up the racetrack, down to the inside. There's Tyler Dittmer, by the way. Look at him on the lead lap. You've got 7 trucks, William Tiller, on the lead lap. Okay, it's trying to update lap by lap, but the question is, can we see Dittmer and LaBeouf and all these guys get right back up to the top?
I think for me right here, Wesley, it's an interesting strategy call from the 23 machine of Joey Stires. He finds himself now in a mix of drivers up here who aren't racing for a championship. The 23 was locked in heading into tonight's event. Now, with this strategy call, I'm interested to see where he's going to get flushed out after this green flag pit stops. Wesley, it might be hard for him to even get a top 15, top 10 at the end of this run.
Yeah, we'll watch all that. Keeping an eye on it, obviously.
Oh no, the boss man just ran the fastest lap of the race. The 24 machine of Brady LaBeouf just put up a 30.812, fastest lap of the race so far.
Well, there you go. Man on a mission, if you will. And we know that much, William, because he wants to win. And if Brady LaBeouf can win this race, he locks himself in to the championship 6 at Auto Club. Regardless of what goes on at Talladega, he is the man to advance into the big show. 25 to go. And right now, Brady LaBeouf climbing the scoring pylon in 9th. More trucks on pit road. Jose Luis Rivera gives up the top 5. Here comes the number 20 in. 25 remaining, as I mentioned.
This is part of that group that headed down on lap 70. You're going to see also Tim Hammond probably head down with this group. You look at Joey Stires in this group of drivers, as well as Zach Hartwick, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. And Wesley, my question here with 25 laps to go, you know, we've seen Brady LaBeouf win, so pick up victories here in Nazareth. He's also the boss man. How good would it feel to win the championship in your own league? Do you just present the trophy to yourself, Wesley? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, maybe. I guess, right? Joey Stires, the leader, Tim Hammond, Jeffrey Johnson. Remember Jeffrey's name? We mentioned the problems he had earlier in the race in the 33. Now he is in the 3rd spot. And while that goes on, Tyler Dittmer has worked his way along with Hunter Parsons, Joey Doucette, Brady LaBeouf, all the way back up to 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yeah, Tim Hammond's the only driver out, with the exception of Jeffrey Johnson Jr., that is still out on that old equipment. See how these laps are ticking down, 23 laps to go. Tyler Dittmer still leading that charge of drivers. You have Joey Doucette in that second wave, Brady LaBeouf as well. There goes Joey Stires down pit road, the 23 machine. Tim Hammond's down as well. This could be the last domino to fall as Jeffrey Johnson Jr. still out on the track.
And again, Jeffrey Johnson Jr., when he works his way off of turn number 4, he will now be the leader of the race with Hartwick battling on the inside. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. yet to pit. He last pitted on lap 72. He leads them to the lead of the turn 1.
22 laps to go in the Hoopties garage, 200. This is Jeffrey Johnson Jr. currently leading the way. He's got a train coming behind him with Tyler Dittmer and Joey Doucette, Brady LaBeouf, Hunter Parsons, Nathan Maurer. Will any of these guys have a shot at victory at the end of this race? We'll have to wait and see. Currently, though, oh, there he comes, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. down pit road. That will make the 34 machine of Tyler Dittmer our new race leader.
Tyler Dittmer works his way off of turn 4 down to the start-finish line. But don't overreach, kid. Doucette and LaBeouf are right there in the crosshairs. Almost 2 seconds back. 3 seconds back is Hunter Parsons. 4 seconds back is Nate Maurer. 5 seconds back, Adam Newton and Adam Newbert. We got less than 20 to go at Chicagoland when they come to the line.
Tyler Detmer's lead is being eaten up like yellow dots in a Pac-Man machine. Joey Doucette is coming. Bray LaBeouf is coming as well. They're going to have a party with the 34 machine in the penthouse momentarily because we're about to have a 3-truck battle for the lead here in the Hoopties Garage 200.
What will be a 4-truck battle, as you just mentioned, to the stretch. Tyler Detmer now. Brady LaBeouf powering to the inside of Doucette, trying to go back to P2. Doucette bouncing off the safer barrier. Got loose. Reels in under the tailgate of LaBeouf's truck. He's got a run on him. Got to wonder how much damage is on the 16. He's under attack, and they're setting their sights on Detmer out of 2.
Oh, whatever it is, though, Wesley, he's just going to dust it off his shoulder just like Jay-Z. He's going to keep that collar popped. He's going to keep it going here in Chicago as now he's looking at the inside of the 24 machine of Bray LaBeouf. Can he do it? He's putting more force on that wheel. It's going to be a little bit of damage, but he's got to get around this 24 if he wants any shot as we're across the start-finish line into 1.
All this going on with Joey Doucette now. Leading the way is Tyler Detmer. Doucette, you're on board with him. He might be in the Cadbard spot. Here comes now Brady LaBeouf. LaBeouf inside, trying to make a run. Here he comes. Highline Racing.
Wow.
Up the hill. Detmer goes high. Darlington winner. Here comes now LaBeouf on the road to the championship 6. All of these drivers, except for one, Detmer just wanting to win races. Others looking at the bigger picture. It's going to be LaBeouf and Doucette, the 1 and 2 and the 2.
Yeah, Tyler Detmer can't really do anything in this situation. He's fighting about 6-lap older tires against these two guys who have been absolutely scorching this racetrack since that last pit stop. We look at best lap times out of both Joey Doucette and Bray LaBeouf in this run. It could be just a two-headed monster to the end of this race with Bray LaBeouf and Joey Doucette both trying to punch their Willy Wonka golden ticket to Auto Club to be our first championship driver through. No better way to do it, Wesley, than have a one-on-one battle to the finish.
Oh, this is getting good. Here we go. Under 20 laps to go now, but it'll be 15 to go when they come to the line. Brady LaBeouf in the top spot. For how long, though? Joey Doucette, you know the emotion, what he's been dealing with on a personal level. Going to victory lane a few weeks ago almost put me to tears here in his post-race speech. What would it mean to Joey Doucette if not only winning that race and winning this race will send him to Auto Club, to the championship 6. He's going to the lead. He's on the inside. Here comes the Joker, or Halloween month, the pumpkin, going to the top spot, trying to spoil the party on Brady the Boss in the 4.
Yeah, I think we're all cheering for the 16 when he won that race. I was emotional when he crossed that start-finish line as well. Folks, if you haven't reached out to Joey Doucette in that 16, go ahead, go find him on Facebook, X, whatever you call it. Shout out his iRacing ability because, boy, he is showing it out here tonight. Here in Nazareth, Joey Doucette's trying to be our first championship driver.
Working off of turn 4, Detmer down to the bottom of the racetrack now. Tyler Detmer looking at 3rd spot. He is in the 3rd position. Look at the yellow. The yellow are drivers that are in the championship 6. And how about that, William Tiller? 5 out of the 6 drivers, 6 out of the 10, 7 out of the 10 are actually in the playoffs, all in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, and you have the exception right there with Adam Newbert, or the money man, is last season's defending champion. He's back inside the top 10 after a long hiatus here in this series, and what a race it would be. Although he's not going to probably take home the checkered flag here tonight, still hope to do that though, Wesley. What a great run. You know, you talk about a man who's probably taken, I would have to assume, maybe 3-4 months off of racing.
That's right.
Comes into this race and could get a top 10. That's like a victory in my eyes.
12, now make it 11 laps to go when they come to the line. Joey Doucette leading the 16. LaBeouf, is he playing possum? Kind of saving something for the late rally, if you will, William Tiller. And there is lap trucks in the way, but quickly, have at it, boys. They get out of harm's way. LaBeouf clears a path for that machine. That's Tyler Daniels. He'll open up the door to LaBeouf now to try to get past the machine of Doucette. He clears the way as they work off 4.
And once again, we want to thank
10 to
everybody
go.
for watching along with us here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. If you're watching along with us here on YouTube, I see your comments, Brendan Broadfoot and Jeremy Morales, who are trying to cheer on this 16 to victory. Although Jeremy Morales was cheering on his brother Jason, he's picked a new favorite in this race. That's the 16 of Joey Doucette, and boy, he looks as though he's in a comfortable spot with 10 laps to go.
10 laps to go, now 9. When they come storming off the start-finish line, funnel back out into turn number 1. Gotta wonder, will we get a late race caution? So far, it's fair game, and Joey Doucette does not want to see that happen. He has got a nice lead on the pack as he works the back straightaway.
As we love to say, the Joker looks as though he'll rule Gotham here tonight. Joker loves to take over metropolitan cities. No better city to do it than in the Windy City. Batman, Superman, none of them are in sight as the Joker is running wild here with 8 laps to go.
I'm running out, if you will, down into the corner. Look at this. This is Parsons on the inside, trying to get around. He got it. Get around Tyler Dittmer for 3rd. And meanwhile, Brady LaBeouf, he's in 2nd. He's right in the crosshairs of the leader, Joey Doucette. But time running out. Time not on my side for the driver, Doucette and LaBeouf, as he is right there in clean air. It's the leader, Doucette, back to 1:07 to go.
And think about this, Wes. There was 7 laps to go. The 16 machine, Joey Doucette, has about a 2nd lead over the 24 Brady LaBeouf. Joey Doucette missed out on the championship 6th last season by 1 single point. It was in this race, Wesley, that 1 point came into play and made that elimination race even more high-strung. That's why he missed it by 1 point. Now here tonight, trying to reverse that fortune, not have to worry about that cutoff race, trying to punch his ticket to make sure that he's a championship driver.
All going at it down in the corner, down the back straightaway. Joey Doucette, Brady LaBeouf, 3/4 second right now. 1 and 2, single file, open hand from your flagman. We are 5 to go here at Chicagoland as they come to the line.
5 laps to go. You don't want to have Sweet Home Talladega be the deciding race to put you into the championship. With this race coming off of 2 down the backstretch, we have Joey Doucette, Brady LaBeouf. 3rd place is currently occupied by Hunter Parsons. He looks as though he's locked that in as Nathan Maurer is a ways away from that 3rd position. As we come off of 4, Wes, we're going to make it 4 laps to go in the Hoopties Garage 200.
Under 5 remaining now, and still Joey Doucette continues to lead the way. LaBeouf, though, losing ground as he still is right there within 3/4 second. It seems like it's more, but he's right there, not losing distance, just not gaining anything. Down the back straightaway as they go into 3.
Going into the last couple corners here, Brady LaBeouf trying to give it everything he can. The boss man trying to get back to the championship rounds where he was last season. Joey Doucette takes us across the line. We make it 3 laps to go. Throw up those 3s. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because we only have 3 more times around Chicagoland.
Doucette still the man on the top spot. He still hugs the top of the safer barrier just up against the Brandt logo. He works the back straightaway. Now LaBeouf starts to power and show momentum to cut on the interval. Lap trucks are up ahead. They're coming to the Deuce lap as they work off 4.
You got to push that truck to the limit. Put everything on red. You got to put those tires to the ground. Everything you have left, this is the time to put it to the asphalt as we head into 1 and 2. Joey Doucette, the Joker, leads here with 2 laps to go.
It's Tyler Daniels, the truck that they called about 20 laps ago. The same truck, the lap machine, is a pick on the outside. Doucette powers to the bottom. He gets the clear running. Meanwhile, now Daniels powers back on Doucette. He makes him hold him up. This allows Brady LaBeouf to close in as they take the white flag.
White flag in the air as the Joker takes us into 1 and 2. Can he rule Gotham? Can he get the Willy Wonka golden ticket into the championship 6? He'll take us off with 2. No pressure so far as we're down the backstretch.
It was the Darren Snail Gun Repair white flag down the back straightaway. Lap machine, Daniels up on the outside. Here comes Doucette. He'll protect that lead. He actually backs away from the lap truck of Daniels. He needs to do that. He's got the run on LaBeouf. Joey Doucette's going to the championship 6 at Auto Club, winning tonight in the Hoopties garage at Chicagoland.
Joey Doucette becomes our first championship driver in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. What an absolute season it's been for the 16 machine. He gets his second win in 3 weeks. The Joker absolutely rolls Gotham here tonight.
When it counted the most, Joey Doucette, remember what he did? He won his first race during the playoffs to advance to the round of 10. He wins his second race of the year to advance to the championship 6. Joey Doucette, on a wealth of emotion, has moved his way to cash his ticket tonight at Chicagoland and go to Auto Club October 30th, Halloween Eve night, to go for a championship. He is no longer got to stress about Talladega next week, William Tiller. This is what it's all about as he burns it down here at Auto Club, here at Chicagoland.
Wow, and you talk about what goes into becoming a championship driver, Wesley. It means that you were top 6 for the last 20 weeks here in this season. You have an opportunity for a huge payday there in that championship round. We're probably looking at the upwards of about $350 to $400 being paid out for the championship winner. Joey just threw his name into that mix. Wow, what an absolute victory here, and it's just an emotional month it's been for the 16. And I think it's just been that motivation he's needed. It's just been the extra driving factor. And there's just been something else that's been pushing that 16 along, Wesley. It's been magical to see.
And by the way, what an emotional win. And not only that, you got a driver like Brady LaBeouf and Joey Doucette, both for the same team. Here's your results. Look at them real quickly. We got to go into post-race. Joey Doucette is your winner. Brady LaBeouf second. Hunter Parsons third. Maurer, Dittmer came up short, but a valiant effort on a top 5. Stiers, Newton, Newbert, Miller, Rivera, Hartwick, your top 10, of course. Going down the line, you're going to see Hammond, Osborne, Bullock, Meza, and Chris Kynes. William Tiller is your last truck on the lead lap. Everyone else a lap down or more, including Jeffrey Johnson and Justin White.
Yeah, looking at Justin White there. Jason Morales, you got to remember that name as well. He got caught up in one of those late race accidents. Going to finish 20th here tonight. Steve Barnett in that 42. Tyler Daniels going to finish down there. Kerry Tribune, strong run out of that 7. Going to have a tough go here in that 18th position or 28th position. We've got some of these other guys, Robbie Richards, Chris Blanchard, and I'm looking at the likes of Kerry Tribune, Steve Barnett, Jason Morales, and Justin White now have to look at Talladega as being the race to try to qualify for that championship 6.
Let's go to victory lane and grab Joey Doucette. Joey, shades of what you did in the last round of the playoffs to get the first win. You do it again here in this one at Chicagoland. Take it all in. Regardless of what happens at Talladega next week in the semifinals and the penultimate race of the season, you are going to be in the championship 6 at Chicagoland here tonight with a victory. You go to Auto Club in 2 weeks. What does this mean? And congratulations.
Means a lot. There's a lot of weight off my shoulders now going into Talladega. I missed it by 1 point Friday night. going to the championship 6 last year, and just being here, you know, I didn't think I had the truck, but I stayed up there all night long. Um, I was just on a different level for myself tonight, and I had the confidence. I just was looking for a good points tonight. Finished like third in one stage, fifth in the other, and that's all I was thinking that I was going to get, because there was a couple fast guys like Morales and Dipner and up there, and people playing strategy. But overall, it was a great win for the team, a great win for me, and moving on to the championship 6 and going for that championship.
Joey, you did it, dude. I mean, second win in 3 weeks. I think all of us here at Nazareth are excited for you, just because of what you have going off the track, but just because of the results you've been putting forth. You talked about you missing out on the championship 6 by 1 point last year. You came in this season, maybe not the start you wanted for the season. Do you think maybe in these playoff races, with a little extra motivation you've had off the track, that you may have found a new sense of mojo or something? You just talked about it. You were on fire here tonight, like you've been the last couple weeks.
I definitely got everybody on my side, and I kind of feel you know my mom being proud of what I'm doing here, and um, I feel like, even though that she's in the hospital right now, I feel like she's kind of with me while I'm
Oh
doing
yeah.
this, and it just gives me extra motivation. I just, told my mom, even though she was doing a little bit better, I was like, if you could just hold on till after the championship 6 and see if I can actually pull this off, just for her. It's a bonus for me, but I want to do it for her. So, um, and, and we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, it's just motivation to try to win one.
Absolutely. Well, Joey, we can go let mom know that you'll be racing for gold in 2 weeks.
I will. Oh,
Segue this into thanking your sponsors, Joey. What
uh,
type of a what type of a pressure is it, knowing that obviously, and you kind of hit it on this, but why is Talladega so stressful?
because anything can happen. It's chance. Are you going to push? Are you going to lay back? Are we going to be aggressive? Or are we not? Being more aggressive causes more wrecks, and you end up in that wreck. Um, like last year, I was holding back, and didn't get no stage points. Just wanted to finish the race, and then I missed it by 1 point because I didn't get no stage points. So sometimes you have to be aggressive. Sometimes it's just a chance to miss the wrecks or be in the wreck. But um, I'm just thankful for the sponsors that have come on board with Nazareth 360 Racing Network, Warrior Wraps, NR Power Systems, M1 Race Cars, Over the Top Design, Hoopties Garage, Pulse Poppers, Valentis Towing, Stogies, Sim Racer Hub, Butt Kicker, 213 Simware. I'd like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. I love hearing the playback after the race is done. Brady, been in his channel since kind of like about maybe 6 weeks. Now we just kind of migrated Misfits to M1, so we got that going on. Chris Blanchard for being the my boss for Misfits, Yankee Communications, my teammates Zach and Ed and Taylor for all being there, and for being in the Discord. I'd like to again thank Brady for putting this all on, and also Tim Hammond. So,
Regardless of what happens next Monday night at Talladega, Joey Doucette has punched his ticket to the Championship 6 in 2 weeks at Auto Club. Let's go down to the runner-up of the race, and man, a valiant effort was made by the boss, Brady LaBeouf. Brady, you will settle for second. Your take of this crazy scenario of turning of events, and obviously, I know he's a teammate with Misfit Motorsports, Mission 1, Highline Racing. Everybody's all battling amongst for a team title, but I know what's going through your emotions for Joey Doucette as well.
Oh, I mean, look, Joey Joey's been through a lot these past couple of weeks. As there's a lot of people out there that's going through a lot. So, we say a little prayer every night for everybody. But I know Joey. Joey races for me on Friday nights at Mission One Esports, and
Right.
we both our teams kind of fell apart on Monday, so we've kind of been working together as an alliance. We're in the Discord channels together, and with me and Joey, battling, we race each other clean. A lot of respect between us two. So, I don't mind finish second to him tonight, Wesley. To be honest with you, I mean, of course, you always want to lock yourself into the Champ Six.
Sure, sure.
No, I mean, we share notes, info throughout the week, and with Ed, Tim, and Zach, 11, 12, 13, 5 trucks in the top 13. We're going to take that. But yeah, I'm very proud of Joey. I was real critical of him of missing the Champ Six on Friday nights last season. So I'm glad to see him locked in and not have to worry about Talladega.
William Tiller.
Brady, as we head to Talladega next week with a second place finish in this race and some stage points in between, it feels as though you may have locked yourself in. What's the strategy heading into next week's race, though?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, Will, because you know, like I said, I always tell everybody, stage points are so underrated. I'm looking at them right now. Tyler Dittmer's really just running for seventh place at the end of the year. Kerry Tribute 16, myself 15. Joey's locked in at 14. So some bits, to take that gamble, take that set of tires, and basically waste them, for a 6 lap run. And if I don't win the stage there, that second stage, it's basically a failure for wasting a set of tires and pretty much a dumb move on my part. So luckily, I was able to kind of get through every there. I know Kerry was going to try to put up a fight the last corner. I made it happen. Um, so yeah, I mean, 15 points plus second place plus 0x plus leading the lap. So I'm anxious. The anxiety's wrapping up. I told Joey to hurry up and do a quick interview so he can go get the points done
William,
because I want to see him.
and Brady, I believe, if I'm looking at the information correctly, because it has updated, you're in a green box with Joey Doucette as well in the number 2 seed. I think you've advanced to the championship 6 at Auto Club as well. I think you have, unofficially.
Well, it's going to be tricky because it's only 2 races in this round, Wesley, and anything can happen at Talladega. You cannot get stage points, get caught up in a wreck, finish dead last, 25 guys. Um, you know, it's just tough to predict who's going to go for stage points. Do you go for stage points? And if you do get stage points in that first stage, do you go to the back and kind of ride it out and just see how it plays out? So I wouldn't say that I'm locked in by any means, but
Okay.
I know I'm in a decent shape going into the race. It's just getting through Talladega, which I love putting in that track right there as a cutoff race. It's the big unknown. The anxiety's up, the pressure's up. So we're going to see who. It's a make or break race, basically, for a championship.
Unofficially, you are in the number 2 seed. So good luck
And
at
I'll take-
Talladega next week.
Thank you, guys. I want to give a shout out
Yes.
real quick to my teammates at Mission One Esports, all those guys that race with me on Mondays and Fridays. Tim Hammond in particular tonight. Dude's been committed to me all year long. I love Tim Hammond. Shout out to him. Thank you for Joey Doucette on the win, working with me. Ed Osborne, Zach Hartwick, my wife and kids, my family, everybody that's watching. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Tay Allgood. She's a breast cancer survivor. One of my good buddies, his wife, Stacy Brantley, she's a breast cancer survivor, and all the survivors out there. So, and my buddy, Steve Barnett Sr., who's watching in Michigan. So, NRE Power Systems, Nazareth 360 Racing Network, Adam, Wesley, Will, Cody Knott, all my buddies that keep me in check throughout the week. I can't do this without you guys. So I know it's been a long season. We're getting down to crunch time, and man, just congrats to everybody that's made it this far.
I'm ready to wrap this up and get season 3 underway.
Oh, let's wrap this one up first, Wesley. Don't get ahead
All
of yourself,
right,
buddy.
there you go, brother. Well, good luck the rest of the way. That's the driver, of course, of Brady LaBeouf again, and he will settle for again the number 2 position. Let's grab Hunter Parsons and bring him in the box and get his thoughts on the top 3 finish. Hunter Parsons. Hunter, you'll settle for 3rd. Man, this race, this battle to the end. What's your take of surviving and being 3rd on the podium? The strategy of the green flag pit stops really changed the outcome of the race, you think?
Yes and no. A big part of it was, you said there, surviving. There was a big wreck there. What was it? Stage 2 that took out a lot of good cars, a lot of championship cars too, in that fact. So just surviving was huge. Kind of made the call early to kind of go down pits, be one of the first one down the pits. That is, try and put myself a little bit ahead of Joey and Brady there. And I knew on the longer runs, I kind of had something for them. Towards the end of that stage 3 pit where we pit, quite a ways behind Brady and Joey, and I was kind of able to reel them in a little bit. So I was hoping towards the end there on those older tires, I was going to be able to do a little something, but just saved a little too much too early and could never really get to him there at the end.
William Tiller.
I've asked all you championship drivers essentially the same question, just with a different wording. You come home 3rd here tonight. You're looking at Talladega next week. Good run here, good points day as well. What's the strategy for the high banks?
Survival, 100% survival. Kind of heard Brady talk about stage points not being as critical. I am gonna go on the other end of it, and I'm gonna go and get as many as I can, because once it comes down to that crunch time towards the end there, you could be running in 5th and not even see the white flag. So kind of want to build a little bit of a cushion before it gets down to that little crazy haywire ending. Tonight I gained some good stage points, good finishing points, led a lap, no incidents. So I think I'm going to be above the cut line by quite a bit, but I'd like to separate myself a little bit more at Talladega before the end.
Hunter, do you think next week's race will definitely be probably the craziest caution-filled rain we've ever seen at Talladega, because of the desperation and the countdown clock is at 0, basically? There's no other things left to do but be a playoff driver and win if you're in the championship 10.
100%. If you're one of those, I feel like if you're one of those guys, floating around that 5 to 10 range where you're, on the verge of being in or out, I think you're going to see those guys maybe trying to go as hard as they can, try and get a win. Can't forget, though, it's Talladega. Anything goes. Anyone has a chance. So you may see a playoff driver, that you don't talk about a whole lot all season. He may be trying to run up front too, and that could definitely shake up a lot of things. Could take out a lot of playoff drivers. You just don't know. The only guy that doesn't really care is Joey. So the rest of us, some guys are going to drive cautious until the end, and that might just work out for those guys that want to get stage points, where that's kind of where I'm looking to go towards.
All right, brother, we got sponsors. Go ahead and throw them out. We got a reset here.
Yeah, everyone at HLR, we had a pretty good show in there until some of the guys on our team, didn't see a finish. A lot of pink trucks up front for a good cause tonight.
All right, that's Hunter Parsons, I guess. Everybody, he'll finish in the number 3 position here. We got to get off the air. William Tiller, your final take of everything, brother. We get ready for the semifinals next Monday night. Talladega. I think it'll probably be the craziest race ever in NASRA history, because of just so much desperation and drivers that are going to do any and everything they can to put themselves in the spot that Joey Doucette's at right now for season 2 of the Championship 6. He is one of those drivers. Unofficially, I think Brady LaBeouf might be in by virtual points. However, he's not getting too excited about that. He knows Talladega looms, and we all know that that's going to be one of the craziest damn races on the NASRA schedule, and it's the penultimate race of the championship as well.
Absolutely, Wesley, and all I can do is all but put a cherry on top of what was an absolutely hot-filled Sunday of a race here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. I talked about how we're going to have our first championship driver. Well, we got him. It's the Joker, Joey Doucette in that 16, who didn't win any stages there, Wesley. He came in the last half of the race with about 50 laps to go, put that pedal to the floor, did what he had to do. You just said it. Did what he had to do to make sure he was locked into the championship rounds. It is sweet home Talladega next week. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for next Monday.
Talladega should be a wild one, and of course, we will have it for you with, of course, William Tiller, Adam Flieger, and myself, Wesley Outland, next Monday night. As always, follow us at NASBA Racing. Thanks to Hoopties Garage for being the title sponsor of tonight's Hoopties Garage 200 from the virtual Chicagoland Speedway on to Talladega. 2 weeks Auto Club to crown the Season 2 champion. It was an exciting one for sure. Congratulations to Joey Doucette winning here tonight. Of course, for everybody at NASBA Racing, TJ Moore, the race director, Brady LaBeouf, the president and operations man for NASBA. Follow them on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Good night from Chicagoland. The virtual Windy City goes to Joey Doucette. He's going to the race at Chicagoland to Auto Club in 2 weeks to fight for a championship. Only 5 more spots remain, and that, of course, puzzle will be decided with a verdict at the end of next Monday night's crazy race at Talladega. Be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you for watching.